All right, the president also getting ready to make China pay for its deadly behavior.
And with China, I'm also thinking about something because they're sending fentanyl into our country. And because of that, they're causing us hundreds of thousands of deaths. So China is going to end up paying a tariff also for that. And we're in the process of doing that. We'll make that determination what it's going to be. But China has to stop sending fentanyl into our country and killing our people.
Let's bring in Breitbart economics and finance editor John Carney. 25% tariffs. Canada and Mexico are a-coming. But as Tom Phillipson wrote in the National Review, John, he said, the uncertainty of the execution of tariff threats, that's the feature, not the bug. And it's good for U.S.
It is indeed. Look, what Donald Trump is going to show is that he is not bluffing when he says he will impose tariffs. Canada and Mexico have both been playing a very interesting game where sometimes they're like, oh, we're going to do it, we're going to comply, but then they do the minimal amount. We're now seeing a panic start to set in because Donald Trump is telling them that tariffs are coming, you're not doing enough. I think they still have a chance to avoid tariffs or to get them removed pretty quickly. Remember what Donald Trump just did with Colombia. He said, you're going to get tariffs. Then he let them back down from their totally reckless, irresponsible plan of not taking back their migrants. I think he will allow Canada and possibly Mexico the same out. If they come around, they will be able to get tariffs removed.
But what do they need to do? Is it ag products? I mean, what is the
It's not about trade. It is about... It's not fundamentally, he talked about trade right then. I think fundamentally it is about fentanyl coming across the border. It's about illegal immigrants coming across the border. It is about allowing Chinese goods to avoid our tariffs by going through Mexico or through Canada. If they make a concrete pledge, for instance, they were just talking about appointing a border czar. That is a great idea. Give us a point man who we can talk to about the issues. It's very difficult for the U.S. president to be talking to the provincial governors of each of these places. You need somebody, at the point who's somebody like our Treasury Secretary or our now nominated but not yet confirmed Howard Lutnick Commerce Secretary can talk to about these problems. Somebody Kristi Noem can talk to. And I think if they get somebody in place and they make a real commitment to protect the border, then I think the tariffs will come down. Donald Trump, by the way, didn't say exactly what the 25% tariff will be on. It's very possible that it's only on some goods, that he'll exempt things like oil.
Which he said. Yes. He essentially said oil is, as far as I'm concerned, oil has nothing to do with it. Oil is going to have nothing to do with it.
That's right. He wants us to be an energy-abundant country. He wants to reward Canada for producing more oil.
Boom. Because, again, that's the linchpin of lowering inflation. I want to move on to this, and it's out of this world. NPR getting owned after fact-checking the president and not their own reporting.
This is classic. In an article discussing the NASA astronauts that have been hanging out in space since June, the headline reads, quote, Trump asks SpaceX to go get two stranded ISS, International Space Station, astronauts, adding they're not stranded.
Well, that's strange because on August 24th, they released a story with a headline saying, quote, NASA will bring stranded astronauts back on SpaceX, not Boeing Starliner. We can't take away every dime fast enough that the taxpayers fund these institutions with.
This is Trump derangement syndrome gone wild. Anything Trump says, they will try to say, no, that's wrong. It's not true. He's out of control. They're not really stranded. Look, they were going up there for a couple weeks. They've been up there for 6 months. I don't know what your definition of stranded is, but that's my definition. If you're stuck in space for half a year, you are stranded in space.
That's really stranded. And remember, it was the Obama policy that got rid of our ability to go into space. We were sending Russia money to get up into space. They were the only way we could do it. That opened the door. Elon Musk came and saved the day, and now they're going to be able to actually come home.
It's also such a stupid point for them to try to make. So, oh, they're not stranded. You're going to fight over those words. Let's just get our astronauts back home and not try to, own the president by saying they're not stranded. Also, can't you just search within your own website? Don't you know what you've printed before? This is crazy that they did this.
No, they don't.
And as you said,
Don't.
we should defund them. Or, you know what, put somebody else in charge of the entire operation. If they want to keep accepting funds from the U.S. taxpayer, they should have a responsible person we can go to.
Thank you, John Carney.